Okay, so thanks for watching this video. I'm going to talk about AlphaSheet advanced user features in this video. We have got many features, but we are going to talk only about few in this video. As AlphaSheet says, it's a no-code business intelligence tool, but yes, at the same time, it has low-code features as well for advanced users to make things more customizable. So no code means a user can browse data from its desired pre-configured connectors like HubSpot, Shopify, Xero, QuickBooks, or maybe Facebook or something else without knowing anything about the coding. And low code means you can browse data from your native data sources like SQL, Mongo, REST API, BigQuery, Spark, Snowflake, etc. by just writing some plain SQL statement or the query language as per these connectors. AlphaSheet supports some Gen AI features to generate your SQL statement for your given problem in your neural language. So let's jump to the no-code features first.
So here we actually go and set up the connections. We have already discussed how to set up the connections in different videos. So I will jump directly to the collection side of it. So let's talk about no code features. So once we go to add new, we see a lot number of connection setup we have, and we select a connector, say HubSpot, and it will show me the list of all the objects which are already set up there as a part of our connector. So we select any object there, we click on next, and it shows up the data with all the details. And then we can actually go and select any sort of columns, and it will bring the data right there. And also these columns are pretty much dynamic. So HubSpot gives you the flexibility to create your own props, your own properties, and whatever the property you create there, your data, your properties are your properties are coming from there only. So and then you can also go ahead and choose a different object from top drop down as well. Like say you want to change it. So you don't have to go back and forth and change it. So you can just go ahead and change it the way you want, refresh it, and then you have the flexibility to change the data type you want or the column name you want. And then you can actually go ahead and position the way you want. And then we have got filter functionality, which we discussed in our previous video as well. Say I want to filter it by this amount paid column, apply changes, it will bring me the data for this condition. Since there is no data available for this condition, I will remove this condition. Yeah. So, and then we can just hit save and we can, yep, your collection is saved there. So this is something you can go and browse directly down to the MS Excel. And you also have the facility to change the filters or columns from MS Excel itself. If we click on data visualizer, we can just go ahead and see the data right there. So this is a no code feature which you don't really need to worry about the coding behind the scene. Low code feature. Okay, then we have got the low code feature. So which is like if I just go ahead and I select my database, which is my SQL database, if I select from there, I can just put in all these steps and I can set up my collection. I will straight jump to the collection, which is already set up for me. Okay, here is an example of the collection I have set up it. So, so this is the SQL statement. I have it here. I can put my parameters right there. And if I click next, it will show me the parameters there. And then if I next, I mean, let's just discuss about a little about this one. So we can set up n number of parameters right there. And these parameters are actually linked with your SQL query, and user can navigate the data for these different parameters you have set up already there. And then you have got the test collection, so you to visualize like how your data looks like. And then you can actually go and now transform the data the way you want. So if it is a NoSQL data or a JSON, very complex data, you can just write your own transformation logic, and it will return you the way you want. Okay. So, however, we will not touch it right now. And then we have got now again we are seeing the preview of data, which is after the transformation. And then here it goes with the columns and formatting. So it will automatically deduct the display format and data types, and it will show you. And then you have the facility to go and uh, just change the display order. Yeah, that's all. And then hit next, and then now save you put a name and save it. And I will show you one use case where we have just like this purchase order is using this category list as a drop down. So we have this category list already set up, how my category data should come. And here it is. And finally, what we have to do is uh, we have to select this checkbox, use collection as a dynamic list source, and you can choose what would be your display column, what would be your value column, and what would be your default value. Done. So your drop down is basically set up. Now you can use the drop down in different collections as a parameter. And also you can go ahead and see your like this category list. So we can choose a different default value from there. And yeah, and then if I just browse this one, so it is actually showing me the category drop down, and I can select a different one, and it will show me the data right there, and also have the facility to choose the columns. And if I hit save, it will save the entire thing there. So this data visual is for your end users who don't really care about how your query is running or how you have technically done this, but they actually care about the number of columns or the formatting or the filters. So this data visualizer is for them.
Okay, now let's talk about some more advanced features in the REST API and how our parameters work.
Feature. So this is a collection which is set up as a REST API collection. I will quickly check it how it is done. So our data URL is this one, and we can choose uh, like where the data should come from your JSON, and then we put in our JSON or XML statement. So like this one I have added there, and then we set up our parameters. So we have got multiple parameters right there, and we have got some dynamic list, and these dynamic lists are interdependent, or say they are creating some sort of cascading effect. So which I will show you in the final step. So we have set up all these things, and if we know and if we see that these are the parameters how it is set up, we can just so these parameters are sent. I mean, these parameters can be sent as body parameters, query string, or header, and these can be your parameter type, fixed type, user input, system defined variable, and we can link it with our drop down list or maybe your system defined variable. So if I choose system defined variable, so for system defined variable, we have got different sort of date parameters right there. So we can link it with that as well. And so we have set up all these parameters right there. And then this is the A/B test of this collection. And then if we make a little change, it will ask us to run the test again. And then finally, we have got these same way like we have set up all these information. Okay, now I will jump directly to the visualizer side of it. So once this is set up, user can go and browse this. So this is something you can see it as a no code or it's a low code setup of this data collection. And once this is set up, we can see all the parameters right there. And we chose this group drop down to be a multi-select. So we can choose multiple options from there. And choosing the group is actually affecting the laser drop down. And same way, like if I select a different company, it will reflect the changes in the below drop downs. So if I click hit refresh, it will bring me the data there. Yeah. So I got around 3,442 rows. And again, I have the leverage to choose the different columns. Okay. And if I hit save, it will save me the data. Yes, save this collection.
Yeah, that's all about advanced user features. Thank you for watching the video.